4 years after being released on the mainland, dinosaurs have forced humanity to adapt to their presence. The Mosasaurus is shown clutching a fishing boat's fish cage with its jaws and bringing it down. Many people have perished in dino-related accidents, and while some people believe that all dinosaurs should be exterminated, others have discovered a way to use the black market to sell and distribute dinosaurs that have been illegally acquired. The dinosaurs are sent to Biosyngenetics, a business run by Louis Dodgson, with the promise that they will be kept at a refuge in the Dolomite Mountains of Italy for further research into using them as pharmaceuticals. Maisie Lockwood vanished after her true identity as a clone was discovered, according to news reports. Claire Deering and Zia Rodriguez sneak a young dinosaur out of a biosyn lab at a location in Nevada. As they flee in a van with Franklin Webb, security personnel pursue them until the three are able to outrun them. Franklin and Zia inform Claire that they are going on to occupations that are safer for them because they can no longer continue doing the type of work they are doing now, even if they support Claire and her aspirations. Owen Grady is attempting to corral a sizable dinosaur while mounted somewhere in Nevada close to some snow-capped mountains. As he and Claire are now Maisie's adoptive parents, he returns to the cabin that he shares with them after finishing. Claire and Owen strive to keep Maisie concealed out of concern that someone is after her despite the fact that she enjoys wandering out from home to observe the dinosaurs on land. She becomes irritated with them because of this, and she has developed an interest in Charlotte Lockwood, the person she was cloned from. Indeed, they are being watched by mercenaries in the woods, with Maisie their objective. They are led by Rain Delacourt.
Blue the raptor has successfully created an offspring asexually not far from the cabin, who Maisie later names Beta. Together, they go rabbit hunting, and Blue assists Beta in fending off an invading dino that tries to steal their catch.
Two kids are being chased by a huge swarm of locusts in Texas. Ellie Sattler, a paleobotanist, is informed of this. She investigates the farm where the crops were attacked by locusts and destroyed. The mother of the kids informs Ellie that Biosyn cultivated the nearby crops, which escaped the locusts' wrath. Dr. Alan Grant and Ellie rejoin while they are working with other aspiring paleontologists. She shows him a captive locust and describes the problem because she worries that if they spread, they would destroy the food chain. Alan and Ellie reason that Biosyn must have created them in order for their crops to be the only thing left. Alan is asked to help Ellie collect DNA from a different locust at the Biosyn sanctuary. Dr. Ian Malcolm, an old friend of theirs, had previously invited her. Alan initially hesitates, but ultimately decides to participate. Blue and Beta encounter Rowan, Claire, and Maisie when they return to the cabin. They are all taken aback to learn that Blue has given birth to a child. The mercenaries quickly move in and seize Beta. Maisie crosses the bridge on her bike and is captured by the bad guys as well. When Owen notices this, he convinces Claire to pursue them. According to Claire, someone can assist them. Franklin, who now works for the CIA, is contacted by Claire. He assists them in learning more about Delacourt and directs them to Barry Sambine, a former colleague of Owen's at Jurassic World, who can aid transport them to the location where the mercenaries are bringing Maisie and Beta. When Alan and Ellie get to the refuge, they run across Ramsey Cole, the director of communications for Biosyn. Dodgson, whom he presents to them, assures them they are working on something novel and groundbreaking. Ian is escorted to where Alan and Ellie will find him lecturing. Later, he joins them and subtly informs Ellie that the locusts are in fact a part of Biosyn's evil plan. The locusts have been growing at an alarming rate, and Dodgson meets with Dr. Henry Wu, who has subsequently regretted his role in assisting in the continuation of these trials. Sonoya Santos, a friend of Dodgson's from Malta, calls him to inform him that Maisie and Beta have been taken separately to the Biosyn headquarters. Additionally, Owen and Claire show up, rejoining Barry. He takes them to a dinosaur arena where the animals are either eaten, sold, or made to fight. Claire gets to know the vendor's pilot, Kayla Watts. She cautions Claire from interfering with anyone there, but ultimately consents to assist Claire in finding Maisie. While everything is going on, Owen and Barry remain covert and see Delacourt and Santos meeting to smuggle a Triceratops. The two face Delacourt and his troops and engage in combat. Before being eaten by dinosaurs in the combat ring, he only offers Owen Santos' name in response to Owen's request for him to reveal the whereabouts of Maisie and Beta. Before joining Kayla, Claire battles Santos, finds out Maisie is going to Biosyn, and outruns a runaway dinosaur. Santos sicks one of her dinos on Owen, who is racing a motorcycle to catch up with Claire and Kayla, before Barry captures her. Just as Kayla and Claire are about to take off, Owen manages to jump on the aircraft and use the motorcycle to knock the dinosaur off the ramp and into the water. Wu welcomes Maisie when she gets to HQ. He reveals to her that she was created asexually, exactly like Beta, and is not a clone of Charlotte but rather her true daughter. Maisie views a video of Charlotte and can see the time of her pregnancy. Charlotte had a sickness, but she changed Maisie's DNA so that there were no longer any signs of it. Wu envisions changing the DNA of the locusts to stop the spread by examining Maisie's DNA. Just as Maisie tries to flee with Beta, Alan and Ellie break into the locust containment area to get a DNA sample. The locusts swarm towards Alan and Ellie when Dodgson shouts the alarm, but they are able to escape unharmed. They run into Maisie, who is both familiar with them and vice versa. She runs along with them. Ramsey discovers them and offers to assist them because he believes Biosyn's activities to be unethical. He transports them to safety aboard a monorail. Ellie tells Maisie that she was friends with Charlotte while they were both students and recalls how smart and kind she was. Claire is forced to jump out of Kayla's plane after Quetzalcoatlus attacks it in the air, ripping her parachute, and falling into the trees. In a neighboring ice lake, Owen and Kayla had an accident. Another dinosaur pursues them as they make an effort to safely cross it. Just in time, the two cross, and they immediately set off to find Claire. She climbs down from the tree but must go stealthily through the forest to avoid a pyroraptor that is pursuing her. The T-Rex makes an appearance to eat, but is repelled by a Giganotosaurus, a much larger predator, so Owen and Kayla hide. They succeed in reaching Claire. While moving through caverns, Alan, Ellie, and Maisie come across dinosaurs attacking, which forces them to flee till they reach the open. Dodgson fires Ian in the meantime after he rips him a new one for his behavior. Ian collaborates with Ramsey to reconnect with his buddies. By releasing them from the enclosure, he aids in their escape from the dinosaurs. Dodgson then sets the locust lab on fire to burn down any remaining proof. The fiery locusts erupt and start to take off into the open air. While trying to evade a big dinosaur in the van, Alan, Ellie, Ian, and Maisie are thrown down a hill. Fortunately, they crash land close to Claire, Owen, and Kayla, reuniting the three of them with Maisie. While Owen meets Alan, Claire also gets to meet Ellie. The Giganotosaurus then begins to stalk the group, nearly capturing Maisie, but she manages to flee. By shoving a hot towel into its mouth, Ian successfully repels it. While the heroes work on an escape plan, Biosyn starts to burn to the ground, forcing the employees to flee. Dodgson attempts to make off with his work, and Ramsey tells him off one last time before leaving. Dodgson attempts to get away in the monorail, but is cornered by a trio of Dilophosaurus, who make a meal out of him. Beta comes upon the heroes and is sedated so they can safely bring her along. They are also found by Wu, who has found a way to alter the locust's DNA to stop the spread. Just as the group prepares their leave, the Giganotosaurus reappears, but is then caught between the T-Rex and a Thyrannosaurus. The humans flee to avoid the dino fight, and it ends when the T-Rex pushes the Giganotosaurus into the Thyrannosaurus's claws. The dino combat finishes when the T-Rex throws the Giganotosaurus into the Thyrannosaurus's claws as the humans rush to avoid it. Alan and Ellie resume their relationship after reaching safety, and they subsequently travel to Washington, D.C., to give a testimony against Biosyn. Wu's efforts are successful in halting the locust's spread. Beta and Blue are reunited when Owen, Claire, and Maisie get home. Blue gives Owen one last glance before slipping back into the woods. In one final film, Charlotte says that humans will eventually learn to coexist with dinosaurs when civilization on the mainland adjusts to their presence. Alan and Ellie resume their relationship after reaching safety, and they subsequently travel to Washington, D.C., to give a testimony against biosyn. Wu's efforts are successful in halting the locust's spread. Beta and Blue are reunited when Owen, Claire, and Maisie get home. Blue gives Owen one last glance before slipping back into the woods. In one final film, Charlotte says that humans will eventually learn to coexist with dinosaurs when civilization on the mainland adjusts to their presence. Maisie Lockwood, who is Owen Grady and Claire Dearing's adopted daughter, has been residing with them in a cabin. They also find out that Blue the raptor has an offspring, whom Maisie has named Beta, who was born asexually. While Dr. Henry Wu informs Maisie that she is not a clone but rather the biological daughter of Charlotte Lockwood, Benjamin Lockwood's late daughter, biosyn mercenaries kidnap both Maisie and Beta. Wu aims to utilize the fact that Charlotte changed Maisie's DNA to remove an illness that Charlotte was suffering from to stop the locust spread since, like Blue with Beta, she asexually reproduced Maisie. Wu has since come to regret his actions for assisting the wrong people. Allies Ramsey Cole and Kayla Watts join the heroes when their paths inevitably cross. The Giganotosaurus assaults Alan and Ellie while they are assisting Maisie in escaping biosyn, but the T-Rex and a Therizinosaurus kill the predator, putting them in the center of a dinosaur battle. After removing the proof of his bad crimes, Dodgson makes an attempt to flee, but a group of Dilophosaurus consume him. Beta is recovered as the heroes flee. Wu completes his experiment and halts the locust infestation. Ellie and Alan rekindle their romance. Blue and Beta are reunited when Maisie, Owen, and Claire go home. Eventually, humans develop the ability to coexist alongside dinosaurs.